Welcome to Poker Coach, your personal poker trainer in your pocket. First, let's take a general look at how the app works. To analyze our hands, we need to know our position and the position of the opponent who made the last move. Here, we're in the big blind with a king of spades and an eight of diamonds. When we enter the hand with our 100 big blind stack, which is considered a full stack, the app displays the action. The 200 big blind stack in this hand is simplified to 100 for a standard full stack. After entering our stack, the app shows the pre-flop perfect action tile. What is this tile exactly? It's a color-coded chart that advises our next move based on the actions of each opponent. In this case, we're in the big blind with a king-8 offsuit. The action we're analyzing is where the Polish player in this position opens to 3 big blinds. That's the action he took. So what should our response be? The color coding of our position against this specific player, who in this case is the dealer, tells us what to do. The left side indicates how to respond to a single raise, while the right side is for multi-way pots. Consulting our color-coded chart, it says against an open raise we should call. For instance, if the hand was opened by the player over here, in this case a Japanese player, we would need to look at the circle from this side. There, the color changes to light green. There's a difference between light and dark green. The fluorescent light green indicates a marginal call. In the later positions, as shown here, we have dark green and should always call since K8 is strong enough to face them with those chip stacks. But against early positions, we can no longer do that. Now that we know what happened, let's look at what to do post-flop. Our app has artificial intelligence that will guide you through the hand and tell you what to do. In this case, we'll click on the player and the pre-flop action was that we called this player's open raise. When we set the call, we're telling the application what the flop was. In this case, it was a king of clubs, a 9 of diamonds, and a 4 of hearts. Here, the application consults our AI and generates a strategy for us. This strategy is as balanced as possible and plays as close to GTO as possible. So what does the strategy tell us here? We have to decide whether to bet or check. In this case, it recommends checking 80% of the time and occasionally making a bet. If we do bet, it's telling us to make a small bet, 1/3 of the pot. Notice that half pot and 3/4 pot overbets are at 0. Here, the app is recommending that we check. Obviously, we'll confirm what we did in our tournament, and as we can see, we did indeed check. Our opponent bet 2.5, 1/3 of the pot. If we check and see what happens, we have to call 70% of the time. And there's a small percentage that suggests raising. Note that it also shows a fold percentage because the correct GTO strategy usually has some small fold range. But we normally go by the highest percentage, which in this case is clearly calling 70% of the time, almost always. So what we do is click above and it will prompt us to enter the next card on the turn, and then it's the same for the river. In this case, the card that came was the 4 of spades. Again, the app will generate the most correct strategy possible based on what our guide can calculate. And here, when generating a strategy, we again have to decide what to do, and it guides us to keep playing. And that's what pre-flop perfect and post-flop AI are all about, having your poker coach in your pocket.